Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so easily.
Hello, Craig Thompson Wood, your host on Teaching with Board Games, back for part 2 of the Advanced Space Crusade mission. When we had last left off, the Space Marine Scouts were getting set upon by the tyranids as they moved through the ship here. They were about to find, well, they have come across what they know to be the location of the respiratory vent somewhere in here. They're just not quite sure where it is, but it's in this vicinity. So they're going to take a little time to search for that. But as you'll recall, as the Tyranid player, that has been set up here. So, oopsie. This is the location down here of the respiratory vent, and the Marines are currently up here. On this side here, that we had A is a Tyranid death spitter, and F is a bone sword. Pardon me, let me just shut off my phone. And these things here are teleporter cysts. So those are the locations of the teleporter cysts where more reinforcements can possibly arrive to help fight off the Marines. So as the Marines are set out here, this is where we'd left off. So we have one of the Pug Scouts here on Overwatch, and the Space Marine Terminator with assault cannon on Overwatch, watching this door. And then this Marine over here is on Overwatch. This Marine just moved forward to the space. Didn't want to go any more further forward. This one's still in the loading zone, and then this one moved forward into here and is on Overwatch. But now the Tyranids have decided to reveal the location of this one, so the Tyranids are coming through here. And I said this, I think I said this was Gene Stealers, and I re-looked at it. The N is actually not Gene Stealers. N is Termagants. So we've got a couple of Termagants and coming through, not Gene Stealers. Now, one thing I want to say too is during this time that in between these two recordings, I've not been idle. Not just have I been editing the first video and processing and putting it up onto YouTube, but I've also been painting some other stuff up because I found some things that are super cool. And if you hear in the background that buzzing noise, that's my 3D printer working on the last of some cool project here. But I'm going to actually make a slight change. Now, this isn't really cheating because I'm not going to change anything that's on the board right now, or even on my map of all the blips I have already out. But this will be blips that are currently in the cup. I'm going to take away one Gene Stealer and one Termagant. So this, Gene Stealers will be J to G, and the Termagants will be L to O, and then K and P will be Hormagaunts. It's very difficult nowadays to find any Hormagaunts or any Tyranids really. Besides anything that came in the Leviathan box set, because with the 10th edition of 40k out, and it seems a lot of people are getting into Tyranids, it's just really hard to find any. But I did manage to locate a couple box, so I bought a box of Hormagaunts. So these are going to be the, as they're called in the book here, let's look for them, grabber slashers. So grabber slashers with their disemboweling spines, they just kind of leap at you and then attack. So that sounds exactly like what a Hormagaunt does. So just like the Termagants were called hunter slayers, these were grabber slashers. Now they're Hormagaunts and Termagants. Okay, so I've got Hormagaunts on the move. So they will be blips. What did I say? They'll be blips K and P in the cup. So they're not out yet anywhere on the map, on the strategy map, nor on this map. They're not going to be coming out. That would be a bit unfair to say, well, I'm bringing them out in mid-thing. But now another cool thing I've done is I've been 3D printing some stuff. And this is from Digital Taxidermy. So I did these up. These are teleporter cysts. Now, I got a bit crazy and I did 4 of them. And then when I looked up in the rules, it says the most you're ever going to have on one board is 2. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with those 2 extra teleporter cysts. But yeah, so put those down there. And So I've got teleport assist, which are going to be, now the problem with these actually in game terms is when models are teleported in, they're supposed to stand on the space with assist. In which case I will just replace this model with the token and then put this back afterwards. It just looks cooler to have the 3D model. And speaking of cooler 3D models, originally the Marines were looking, was it for that? Yes, I believe so, maybe. Yes, so they're looking for this, the respiratory vent. Well, now they're looking for this. So I even laid it on the bottom just to be sure. So this is, looks very nurgly actually now that I look at it with the colors and things, but that's the respiratory vent. So this is a 3D model by Digital Taxidermy. I'll put a link in the comment down below, so if you'd like to go check them out. I mean, the whole file for all of the teleporter assists, all of the organs, the primary, secondary objectives was only like £5, £4.99. So I was very pleased with that because these are fantastic models, and I've 3D printed them all now. I'm just doing the last one. I'm doing the synapse. Synapse relay? No. The brain one, whatever it's called. And yeah, so anyway, let's get to the mission. So as it is the tyranids movement phase, and they're going to elect to be putting themselves in line of sight. So they have to at this point show that it was an N that was there, and that would go back into the cup. And then 2 termagants are going to go down. So that is there. So as the termagants open the door, the scout gets a shot. Now he can take either a snapshot and have less of a chance of killing, or take a readied shot. But if he does the readied shot, he's only taking the 1 shot and then loses the overwatch. So because there's like 3 enemies here, the scout is going to opt for a quick shot against the termagant opening the door, and rolls a 5 plus 1 is 6. Needed a 7 in order to be able to hurt the termagant, so that shot has failed. Now the termagant can't react to this because it is the termagant's turn, so the termagant is just going to move forward and shoot at the scout. Termagant is going to need to roll a 7. The scout has an armor of 7, so the scout is currently exposed. So the termagant is getting a snapshot of 1d plus 1, and it's a snapshot because they've moved forward and shot, and plans to keep moving forward and shooting. But with a 9 plus 1, 10, that's 1 dead little puggy, and so that one is removed. So the tyranids have their first kill. So now the termagants have a movement of 5, so they've moved 1 there, and then we'll go 2. And then if it goes forward to here, is going to, I think, would be in line of sight of the would you be in line of sight of that Marine? Probably not. Going through that doorway and that doorway, no. But there is, I'd say, a line of sight going through there. So coming to there, 1, 2, we'll take a shot. Now first what you need to do is for every portal that you're passing through, so passing through 2 portals on a 1 to 4, that means the shot has hit the portal, like the doorway, and doesn't travel any further, so there's no armor roll needed. So yeah, so there's a 1 there, so that first shot has hit the portal. So that's 1, 2, 3, both shots hit the portal. I rolled 2 3s, and 4 is just going to go into cover here. So watching out there and in cover, and then this one will go 1, 2, 3, and shooting at the pug scouts. And okay, so the shot has gone past the portals, and the shot is good enough to kill 1 little puggy. So that's there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Through and missed. And then 5 will go. Oh, sorry, not on camera there. So went 1, 2, 3, shot and killed, 4 missed, and then 5 just ducking. You put a model halfway between the squares to indicate that they're in cover. So that model's in cover there. And when moving blips, all blips move 6, regardless of what creature they are. This way it just prevents the Marine player from knowing what it is. So I think that I was thinking about coming up here, but I want to be careful because the Marines can maybe do some funky stuff with grenades or things like that. So just don't want, maybe don't let them feel too comfortable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. Well, maybe keep them back or over there. And that way the Marines can't just open the door and see them, but they always know there's that threat of them there. Okay, that's going to be it for the Tyranid turn. Now, it should be noted too that once the teleport assists are revealed on the board, or I guess even before, but I mean, whenever the Tyranids want to teleport reinforcements onto the board, it's going to take 2 extra actions. So it has to be a turn where the Tyranids have rolled well enough to get extra actions, and then they can bring something onto the board from, and that comes from the this map here. This map. So they can bring on, but they can't bring from the ambushes, so these Gene Stealers up here can't come on, but D and I can come on. And so D is a Bone Sword and I is a Gene Stealer. So if I get 2 extra actions, I'm allowed to bring 1 extra blip onto the board. All right, on to the Marines next turn. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to see if they're getting any extra actions. So they're getting +2 for the Sergeants. So they're getting +4 to the roll. And they rolled a 1. So they're getting 5. They get 1 extra action this turn. Not something they really wanted with the threat of the Tyranids right there now, and having lost a couple of their puggy scouts. They were hoping for a bit better than that, but let's see what they can do with that. Now, one thing I have to keep in my mind too is to play this as though if I were the Marines, I don't know what's on these other doors. So I mean, just charging in straight ahead this way, I wouldn't necessarily be wanting to leave my back exposed to these doors still, because I mean, I could be distracted this way and suddenly I'm hit from the sides. And I actually come to think of it too, in looking at the map here, that's exactly what could happen, because I still do have, like on this side here, there is a room that has another Death Spitter and a set of Bone Swords in there, attended with Bone Swords. So it could spell doom for the Marines if they're not careful here. They could really get overwhelmed very quickly. I think the first thing I'm going to do, I need to deal with the real threat that's already present. And I don't want to leave this assault cannon watching this door. I think is important. 1, 2, 3. I could watch it with that one there, and he could come around and deal with those. Let me have another think. Here's what we're going to do. First thing we're going to do, we're going to trust that the Terminator arm is strong enough, and the Sergeant is going to go and start dealing with these termagants. So with the movement of 4, the Terminator Sergeant, and he's unmaneuverable. So 1, 2. Now the termagant can't see until he goes 3. Now the termagant can see him. And the Sergeant can see the termagant as well. So the termagant is going to take a reaction roll on that, and the reaction roll says 5, which is not good enough. The termagant has a reaction of 7. So needed a 7 in order to be able to take a shot against the Terminator Sergeant. Now the Terminator Sergeant is going to shoot his Stormbolter. That was an advance, so a snapfire shot. So Terminator Sergeant has 2 dice plus 1. First off, does he hit the doorway, which is right in front of him? Does not, and the dice say kablamo. So with a 10, the thing's fine. And the ammo roll is a 1 for a Stormbolter, so the 4 does not. So that Terminator is gone. Termagant is gone. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Problem is that the Sergeant has left himself exposed there. Not loving that. I could use the extra action there. So to advance 1, turn 90 degrees, and overwatch in that direction. So watching down there if anything comes through that way. It's not as good as being right in the thing, but then that's what Puggy Scouts are for. Even then, yeah, it's a bit of a. This one will come up here in Overwatch. Yeah, this little Puggy Scout's gonna come into there. I'll put this more forward. The Puggy Scout's gonna come into there. Just to, that way if anything comes through in that direction, it can't shoot that Terminator in the back. All right, they'll have to deal with that Puggy Scout first. Not that the Puggy Scout's on Overwatch, but it just gives some degree of protection. And then we'll move the heavy weapon up to there. So the heavy weapon can go on Overwatch next turn in that direction, or the other direction. It gives them some options. So sorry, the camera had cut out. I didn't notice, so we're just going to have to redo this part that I just done. The first thing that's going to happen is the so the sergeant has moved up here. The Pug has moved into there. This one's going to come. He's going to come here. Now he's actually not on Overwatch. He was just thinking he was going to stay in that way, watching the door. But we're going to actually move him forward here, shooting at the door. So now the assault cannon has a 2 dice plus 4, and that will. Remember, we only have 1 extra action for the turn. So 2 dice plus 4. The door has a toughness of, or an armor rating of 14. So it needs to roll 10 or higher. And I roll a 6 and a 2, neither. But now the problem is that 2 means that the assault cannon has run out of ammunition. So we're given an out of ammo counter. Now that is a disaster. That is really, really a problem. I mean, he can use the extra action to clear that, but then he is just really exposed there. Now, Terminator armor is at 13, and the Terminator is only rolling 1 dice plus 1, or 1 dice plus 2 if he aims. So it's not like the Terminator really poses a huge threat to a Terminator, but still, there's always that chance, right? Don't like that Terminator being alive there, but there's nothing we can actually do about that at this time. So sorry, just as I was resetting things, I just watched the video back again. So this one is on Overwatch here, has moved, and that was actually the extra action, so I don't even have the extra action anymore. Puggy Scouts moved there. This one went on to Overwatch here. These two have moved here. This one's now done. It's just these 2 left to go. Yeah, I think they're both just going to advance 1 and go into Overwatch. It's the best I can do at this moment because no, it's not. So if we go back 1. I can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can at least go there. So this one will go forward on Overwatch. This one's not going to be on Overwatch, but it can maybe just do some reaction shots, reaction actions. And that's going to be everybody. So we're on to the Tyranids' turn. Okay, so the Tyranids' turn. We're going to roll for their extra actions, and I roll a 1. So they get no extra actions this turn at all. So that's going to be just, they're going to have to work with what they've got, but with the assault cannon having lost its ammo, having run out of ammo, this is actually a big turn for the worst. So much so, in fact, I just realized what a position I put them in here, so focused on the door, that I'm going to reveal the Tyranid Warrior here, and the Tyranid Warrior will go 1, 2, 3. Now in the list of, now a nice thing about this sheet here is it tells you what kind of reactions you have. So obviously reloading your ammunition is not one of the things in the reaction chart, so that's going to be something that this Terminator is just going to have to deal with right now, is they don't have any ammo and are just now a prime target for the Death Spitter. So the Death Spitter is going to shoot at the... so now this term is in line of sight of this Terminator here. So he's going to make a reaction roll to see if he can turn to face the Death Spitter at least. So the door having opened is enough to trigger the line of sight of the Terminator. So with a reaction of 10, the reaction roll here refers to, what am I been painting? You have to roll underneath the reaction roll. So Terminators have a reaction roll of 10, so 10 or under, and the Terminator is able to, or are they even able to turn to face? I think they're able to turn to face because they can't. Yeah, so, whoops, I rolled a 1. So yeah, he is on the alert here and is going to turn to face that Tyranid warrior. Now that he's facing the Tyranid warrior was going to shoot the assault cannon, but I think now is going to opt to shoot the Terminator that's facing him, because now this one poses a threat as opposed to this one, which is a much deadlier opponent. This one is now can shoot back. So the Death Spitter is going to shoot. Snapshots and the aimed fires are both the same for the Tyranid warrior, which is 1 dice plus 5. It's just the range gets a lot better. So 1 dice plus 5. So I went 1, 2. I was here. 1, 2. Open the door. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, won't be able to get into hand-to-hand combat with the assault cannon this turn, which is unfortunate because that would be a big advantage. So 1, 2, 3. Open the door. 4, and doing the snapfire shot into that Terminator there. Now this one can't shoot past this one. Any models, friendly or otherwise, block line of sight. So the Tyranid warrior is doing a snapshot at that Terminator. So the Terminator, the 1 dice plus 5, and Terminators have an armor of 13. So the Tyranid, the Death Spitter has missed. Now the Death Spitter, the nature of the Death Spitter is that it's the shot takes a long story short, the shot takes a long time to actually come out of the barrel. So the reaction shot could they can react as the shot's being fired. The shot still gets to shoot, but it's they can fire and kill they can kill simultaneously. Whereas other shots they shoot after. So does the Terminator react to the shot? No, I guess too surprised by it. So 5 into there, and we'll shoot again at that Terminator. Again, a miss, and can react. 2 dice plus something, and that's going to miss, and almost jammed. Almost lost his ammo because they're on a 1. So that was lucky. And then 6, move into there, into close combat with the assault cannon, but still shooting at the Terminator down there, and that's a miss. And that Terminator reacts and misses. At this time, the Tyranids are also going to elect to move the blips, which are down here. So that would be, according to this map, that would be right here. Because this flank is really compromised right now, it's a good time for the Tyranids to make a big push in there. So they're going to do that. Let me just get that set up. So here's the board layout now. Now on this board, we do have 2 blips coming in, which is another Death Spitter and a Tyranid with bone swords. So this can really cause some devastation. But remember, the Tyranid player can't always choose where they're going to go. I mean, in any situation when the door is open, whoever is opening the door, or whenever a tile is being placed with the blips on it, it's always the case that you have to roll to see who's going to do it. So again, blue is the Marines and red is the Tyranids. So the Marines are able to place the blips here and are going to get a bit of a reprieve. They're going to put the blips as far away as possible from them, and with no extra actions, the Tyranids are not going to be able to reach them this turn. So, oh yeah, so these blips are down. They don't, the Marines don't know what those are. So they are just going to use that time to just run forward then. So this is the bone sword. So it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll go into here. And this one will just come up to here. And they'll just lurk back there menacingly, letting the Marines know they have a lot to consider now. Yeah, too bad about the Death Spitter with all those chances to kill a Terminator. That was one of their best chances they had to do some real damage. And if they'd hit, the splash attack too would have done some, could have possibly have killed something else. I mean, the splash attack does, I'd have to double check, the splash, when you hit something, then you roll two 12-sided dice, and it determines where the extra splashes go. So you just sort of orient that in a certain way and say, okay, this is where they're going, possibly killing other things with the splash from the Death Spitter, but was not meant to be. But as it turns out, the splash is only 1 dice with no pluses. With the armor of 13, it's impossible to kill the Terminator with splash damage, so didn't matter anyway. Oh, just realizing I still have that Termagant to go. The little Termagant hasn't gotten much chance of doing anything, but not much chance is better than no chance at all. So we said before that the Termagant had an option to shoot through there, and I mean, so we'll take that shot, and I kind of forgot about that one with the excitement of the thing. So we could say that that one happened before even the Tyranid came in, if it's an issue of line of sight. I'm not sure if line of sight would count with that, because it's not, I can draw a straight line to the model without going through the Tyranid warrior. But anyway, so 5 movement, 5 snapshots. I could do one aim shot with +2 instead of +1, but I'd rather have 5 shots needing 12 than 1 shot needing 11 or 12. So first shot, no, and luckily for the Termagants, they do not run out of ammo. Second shot, third shot, fourth shot is a 5, and fifth shot, 9. No, like I said, there wasn't much chance, but better to take the chances that we do have. All right, back over to the Marines. So the Marines are going to start off with their roll. They still have both their sergeants, so they're going to get +4 to the roll, and with a 6 makes 10. Referring back to the handy dandy quick reference chart, 10 gives them 2 extra actions. So we'll take the extra action back from the sergeant, take off the Overwatch counters, and we'll get on with our turn here. Okay, I think the automatic response here is we need to spend 1 action on the assault cannon to remove that out of ammo counter. That was the full action, but then use the second action to be able to shoot again here, because the yeah, we need to start dealing with what's here. So the Terminator is going to make an advance action with the second extra action. The advance action allows them to move and shoot. Now, being unmaneuverable, I guess it could move to the side, but then won't be able to shoot the Tyranid. The Tyranid will no longer be in the fire arc. So just going to stay there and shoot, but then intend to move afterwards. So again, rolling 2 dice +4 versus the Tyranid's armor of 11. And right away, missed and jammed. Wow. So this guy's out of ammo again. This is really bad news for the Marines. We're going to put that one there. We need to deal with this guy. So we're going to come forward 1, and we're going to do an advance here. So we're going to not advance, a ready weapon. So we can step forward once and make an aimed shot. So an aimed shot is going to be 2 dice +3 on a Terminator. So hitting an 11 doesn't hit. So that is troublesome. Okay, the heavy weapon scout is going to come in here and go on Overwatch to watch the door there. The sergeant, so this guy's going to advance and go in Overwatch. Pug here. Okay, well first we'll do the sergeant. Being unmaneuverable, has to move before it can turn. So we'll go 1, turn, 2, turn, 3, and shoot. So shooting at the termagant. So the sergeant against the termagant, 2 dice plus 1 for a snapshot. And the sergeant is out of ammo. We got to talk to the guy who takes care of these guns here because they are not in good condition. So this is going from bad to worse. This is like Keystone Cops Terminator Edition. Wow. I was hoping to maybe get that one and that one. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll do the last extra action here. No, this guy's on Overwatch here. We'll keep the Scout Sergeant back, actually. There's no sense in getting that close. And yeah, we'll do an aimed shot here with this Terminator against the Tyranid Warrior. There you go. Boom. So that last extra action paid off. We got rid of the one Tyranid Warrior. But the Space Marines are in big trouble right now. Let's take it on to the next Tyranid turn. Okay, Tyranids are rolling for extra actions, and they get a 10. 10 is going to grant them 2 extra actions. Now, according to the rules, it's going to take 2 extra actions to bring another blip onto the map. And especially the way things are going for the Tyranids right now, I think it's a really good time to press that advantage. And they are going to bring another blip onto the map. So I'm going to reach over here. I'm going to bring on the Gene Stealers. And the rule is that they go onto a space where one of the cysts are. So they can come up here or down here. Actually, sorry, this should be over here. So I think at this point, I don't know that being crafty is necessary anymore. I think it's just a case of, you know what, let's just do the crafty thing. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another at this point. I think I'm just going to rush them on. And I think right now it's an all-out slugfest onto that first tile there, because the Marines, while they are also just messed up with no ammo, it's really a good time to push that advantage. So first off, there's not a lot that this termagant can do. So we're just going to see what kind of a nuisance it can make of itself to maybe cause a bit more distraction to do things here. I mean, it's looking bad for the Marines. I mean, the Marines aren't doing fantastically, but unlike Space Hulk, the blips in this are, while they're infinite, they're also, in the battles here, finite. They only have as many as I have, and there's no guarantees I'm getting more on even. So if I get more, I'm only allowed 1 more in this type of scenario. So it's a little trickier to deal with. So I'm going to just I'm going to do the advance here, where I'm going to move and shoot. So I'm going to move here, and I'm going to shoot this one, because right now the assault cannon again is not able to react. So I'm going to shoot this one, who is a threat, so needing a 12. Oh, if I had done the advance, I would have actually killed him. Okay, but now the sergeant, see, if I needed to advance, because if I did an aim shot or anything like that, then the sergeant could do a close combat attack against me. So the sergeant is going to react now, and does. So the sergeant's going to chase. He wants to just slay that thing. Now the sergeant doesn't actually have the sword, but I mean, I'm not going to change the model just for that. So the Tyranid is going to move again. And oh, sorry, the sergeant isn't chasing yet. So and shooting that Marine for a, oh, good Lord, would you believe it, another 11. That is something. Sorry, I'm focused up on the thing here. I've rolled 2 11s now for the Termagant. So not quite getting what I need. I'll make sure to roll them on the board here where it can be seen. I forgot that zoomed in. So at this point now, we'll roll for the Sergeant, and the Sergeant reacts. So the Sergeant comes in. This one can now react because the Termagant is right next door, so he is going to react and cannot, surprised by the Termagant showing up there. So the Termagant, I mean, fighting in hand-to-hand combat against a Marine's front is not a good idea. They've got like +7, 6 or 7. He's only got +2. Like, what do they have? They have 1 dice, just plain 1 dice. So they're not made for hand-to-hand combat. It's going to lose that fight. So the Termagant's actually just going to run to there, and the Sergeant. Oh, the Sergeant cannot follow suit, but probably would. I don't know if the Sergeant would actually want to at this point. And the Terminator here, 10. Terminators have a reaction of 10, so he's able to shoot, and we'll get 2 dice +1 against the. So that's what the portable Termagant needed. So yeah, so that Termagant's been obliterated. So if it was the other side though, if we rolled double 1s, then that could have been great, because then that wouldn't be out of ammo too. So now it's a question: do I chance this here? This is the Death Spitter here and the Bone Swords. I mean, if the Death Spitter can open the door, kill that thing, then the Bone Swords can fly in and wreak havoc. Yeah, I think I have to take this opportunity while the Marines are so disadvantaged. So we'll go there, 1, advance, and I think I can shoot the door from there. So shooting the door, 4 misses, 2, shoot the door, 3, shoot the door. There you go. The door's been blown open. The Scout on Overwatch here gets a chance to react. So a Heavy Bolter Scout gets 2 dice +2 on a snapshot. It's going to take the snapshot because knowing that there's another blip back there is troublesome. Oh, and the Scout rolled a 1 and is also out of ammo. Oh, good Lord. These poor puggies. So the Death Spitter is going to shoot at that. Is he though? Now that the Scout is out of ammo, it seems not such a threat. So that was 1, 2, 3 to there. So still has 3 more shots. Let's see what I can do. Shoot the Assault Cannon, because the Assault Cannon is not, I can trace a line from the square to the square of the Assault Cannon without, so they're the bigger threat. So let's go for the Assault Cannon. Okay, so we moved 3 times, so now we have 3 more movement. So we're going to continue the advance here and go 1 and shoot the Assault Cannon. What? Just get rid of that Scout. No, I need to take out Terminators if I'm going to be successful here. On the board, please. On the board. No, the 2 is a miss. 2. So now the Death Spirit is going to shoot, but this one will get to shoot as well. Well, let's see if the Terminator reacts. Does. And the Terminator, 2 dice +1, misses. And the Death Spitter says miss. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to there. Do I just? Yeah, I want. No, 6 to there. I want the bone swords to be able to come through. Well, actually, you know what? Coming there, you can see there's a bit of a portal here. The Death Spitter wouldn't have actually been able to. The Terminator can't actually see anything there. So coming here and advancing at this point. If I shoot the Puggy Scout, there is a portal here. I might just hit that. So I'm going to take one last shot at this assault cannon. No, I can't. The fire arc. I could turn, but then I have my back to this guy, and that's just bad news. I'm already. You know what? 3. I'm gonna shoot him. Okay, and the reaction on the Terminator says yes, and missed. 6 and a 7. All right, so now we'll reveal this one, and this is the Tyranid with bone swords, or as I'm using the Von Ryan's Leapers. How about that? I thought I'd zoom in to try and make it more cinematic, but then I ended up cutting off a lot of the action that was going on. So just to recap, the Tyranid warrior was here, went 1, turned 90 degrees, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it's now facing down here. And then the Tyranid warrior with bone swords is coming in there, so these bullets are gone. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. So the Tyranid warrior has moved 4 up into there. It's going to attack the Space Marine Terminator in the back. So it's getting +2 to his roll here. So it's going to be 3 dice +6 normally. So it's 3 dice plus another 2, so that's +8. The Terminator gets 1 dice +7, and the Tyranid can also parry. So rolling, and so with the 11s. They don't even need to parry because that's 11 + 8 is 19 to 18, so the Terminator is dead. So these two are going to have a chance to react. Not that they can do anything really. But this guy can at least turn. So let's see if he can turn to face. An unmaneuverable target can still turn 90 degrees. So rolling a 4 means that he can at least turn to face the bone swords as he's coming in here. And this one is still out of ammo. So with the 2 extra actions then, I think this, what we'll do is 2 dice +6 on the Death Spitter. So the Death Spitter is just going to take 1 extra action, and it's going to let's just double check the actions here. So taking actions, so advance, make close combat attacks, and attack. So yeah, so he's just going to advance. He's going to just start ripping through all this now. So attacking the warrior, the Terminator there. So the Terminator is 1 dice +8, and the Tyranid is 2 dice +6. No parrying on the bone sword. And the overwatch will happen after the Tyranid has attacked, in this case because it's a close combat attack, not a Death Spitter. And so the Terminator rolled a 2 to the Tyranid's 10. So I mean their pluses are very similar, but that is definitely a dead Terminator. So this is definitely looking bad for them now. So that's 1, 2. Puggy Scout is going to see if they can. That's the Sergeant. Sergeant has a reaction of 10, so can react. He's going to try and shoot the warrior as it comes in. So it's 1 dice +1. Misses. The Tyranid warrior is going to attack that. Puggy Scout. So it's 2 dice to the Scout Sergeant. And the Scout Sergeant does have parries and gets 2 dice +3 because the Sergeants come with swords. Or in this case, a little knife in the mouth there. So we're going to parry with that. And so the Tyranid rolled an 8 and a 5. That rolled a 6 and a 5. So the Scout has only +3. So the Tyranid So with rolling a 6, plus 3 is 9. The Tyranid's worst roll is getting an 11, so that's the sergeant dead. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this one will go with the second extra. That was one of the extra actions, and the second extra action will be going 1, 2 on the assault cannon, and that's the assault cannon dead. 3 on the sergeant, and remembering the sergeant does not actually have a sword, so this one's not WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. Sergeant has 1 dice plus 8. So that's 17 to a 15, so that's the sergeant dead. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we're down to 3 Marines versus 2 things. They haven't left the first tile yet, so this is really not a good start. This is not great for the Marines, but this is yeah, the big problem there was the all those people going out of ammo. All right, so we're going to the Marines' turn, and the Marines have no more sergeants. So rolling a 9 is going to give them 2 extra actions, which they're really going to need. So noting here that there's this big lump sticking out here, so I don't think that the heavy bolter can see the thing from there. So what we'll do, yeah, so he is facing that way, getting ready to pounce on that. So the puggy's going to throw a grenade to right there. So I think grenades still suffer from hitting the portal. So it does not. Putting it to that spot there. Let me just double check how grenades are thrown. Okay, so I'm putting the template down like this. You can throw a grenade to any square you can see. So we'll throw it here to the square. Now we can then see that it's bouncing because it can go 1 square around there. So it's then going to land onto that square there. Now it's not necessarily accurate, but in this case it's not really going to matter because it's, as long as it's going to have a blast radius, it's going to affect it. So, but anyways, the grenade would go to the 2, which is into the wall here, which means that the grenade does stay in that space. The grenade does land with the Tyranid warrior with the bone swords. Okay, so just in reconfirming with the rules, while anything in the outside or the periphery of the blast is going to get hit, it's only 1 dice plus 1, but if you're in the epicenter of the blast where the Tyranid warrior is, then it's 1 dice plus 3. So the scout has hit the warrior with the thing, so it's going to be 1 dice plus 3 versus the Tyranid warrior, and has killed him. So good boy, you are a good boy. But that has alerted the Tyranid warrior there, who will have a chance to react. And Tyranids have a reaction of 7. So 7 or less to react. And rolled a 6. So he's going to just punch that puggy scout in the back. So 2 dice plus 6, 1 dice plus 2. So, oh, poor pup. That puggy scout's gone. This one's going to run up to here, see if it elicits a reaction from the Tyranid warrior. A 9 does not. And then to here, out of the way. Go into cover here, and is going to shoot the Tyranid warrior. So the Tyranid warrior may get a reaction, but is that's only if it's alive after the shot. So Pug shoots. Yeah, 9 plus 1, I believe, or plus 2. Only plus 1. Plus 2 would have killed it, but it's a plus 1. Well, actually, that's shooting through the door with the portal there. So, and the actual shot is a miss. And that was 1, 2, 3, and they have 5 movement. Yeah, so it gets 2 more shots. Portal, fine, and the shot is miss. Oh, sorry. The first shot, the pug thing. So the Tyranid not to get to respond, and for this next shot, the Tyranid does not get to respond. It has a reaction of 7, so 7 or less. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more shot from the pug. So it hits the doorway, and the Tyranid does not get to react. Okay. The pug has, we'll use one of the 2 extra actions to go into Overwatch. And then the Space Marine Terminator will go 1, 2, turn 9 degrees, 3, advance and shoot into the Tyranid there. So has 2 dice plus 1. Oh. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I go here, he's just going to close combat me in a reaction if I don't kill him. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and shoot. So shooting gives me 2 dice plus 1. That's a miss. You know, I'm rolling Tyranid dice by accident. And then 4 for another snapshot. And that kills him. All right, so the dust settles and the Marines have cleared off the thing, but at the cost of both squads. Only 1 remaining from either squad now. So it's the Tyranid's turn, and they get 2 extra actions. So that means now for reals, I'm bringing out that extra blip. And I'm just going to put it on there, and that's the whole turn. So now these 2 are going to go, and they get no extra actions. They're feeling pretty forlorn. So yeah, unfortunately the game also is lacking some of the little stands to put these things in. So what I'll do for now, just to show where the door, well, I'm actually going to be printing, I'm trying to design my own doors for this as well. So I'm just going to, well, for now I'll just put the doors here to show which doors are, that door was shut open. So there's a door here and a door here as well, and a door here. Okay. So they have no extra actions, so let's just go, and there's nothing here, so they know that they can make some movement. So they'll go 1, 2, 3. Now, what I'll do to be fair is odds and evens, just because I know the right way to go. Let's see which way they want to go to explore, because it could be either way. Or actually, there's even the door behind them. 1 to 4, no, 1 to 5, 1 to 5, 6 to 10, 11, 12. Okay, they want to clear that one out first. So we'll go move forward and go on Overwatch, and then 1, 2, 3, open the door to nothing. and that takes the whole turn. That ends the turn there. So now it's the Tyranids' turn, and Tyranids are just going to. Oh, actually, no. I guess the Tyranids can 9. They can bring out another blip if they want. Yeah, you know what? At this point, I think put that final nail in the coffin. We're going to. So what? I didn't show where we're doing. So the gene seals are coming out there, and then the extra bone sword is going to come out down there. Okay, so these two really don't know where they're going. Okay, odds and evens. Evens. They're going to go straight ahead. And their extra actions, they get 12. So that's 2 extra actions. So 2 extra actions. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, and extra action to go on Overwatch. And the pug can turn around for free, being nimble and all, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, and go on Overwatch. Okay, Tyranids. Go through the motions. So 4 is no extra action, so now is not a time to spring any ambushes. So we'll pass it over back to the Marines. And the Marines will go. Marines have no extra actions. So move forward, Overwatch. And just stand Overwatch there. Yeah, I've got to be very careful. Oh, you know what? They're coming behind. And Overwatch there too, just in case something happened. Pug can make a break for it. And Tyranids have 2 extra actions. This might be the turn to reveal. Okay. So we'll slide all this down. Whoops. Get out of the way. Get these out of the way. Slide that down, and according to the map here, it's number 1 here, so we're going to reveal number 1. And we'll slide this down too. And back. So now in revealing the room, normally do that roll off, but I'm allowed to put the teleporter assist anywhere I want. And my belief is because this thing came in on the teleporter assist and hasn't moved, it will be wherever I put it on the teleporter assist, so I can actually put it wherever I want. It's here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and come on out. Okay, so we'll put the teleporter assist right here. There. And then this blip would be on the teleporter assist. Just making sure I'm on camera properly. So then I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. And now take the extra action. And we're going to advance. So first we're going to reveal, show that it's 2 gene stealers. Let go. It's like a barrel of monkeys. Stop it. So there. And there. We're coming here for 1. So the Terminator is going to get a snapshot. Taking a snapshot with the Stormbolter. So Gene Stealers have an armor of 10, And Terminator is 2 dice plus 1. And that's a dead Gene Stealer. And then 1, 2. Taking a snapshot. And that's another dead Gene Stealer. That did not work out as well as hoped. I think we're going to leave it at that. I'm not going to use the other extra action for the bone swords because at this point, if I'd done something with those Gene Stealers, then at least tied up the Terminator or something, then maybe I would have done something, but at this point it seems a bit suicidal to go running in there. So that's that. Back to the Marines' turn. So they are getting their thing. They have no extra actions. So I think just rinse and repeat. They have to be a little more careful. And the Tyranids are going to pass regardless of what I get, so I'm not going to waste time rolling for anything else. So now I don't think it's going to serve any purpose because there's no more reinforcements that can come in to have them come all the way up here and search. So I'm just going to use, metagame this a bit, just to make it more interesting. We're going to go in the proper direction now. And so Marine's turn, no extra actions. So he's going to go 1, turn 90 degrees, go an Overwatch there. And Puggy's just going to stay there. And Tyranids aren't going to do anything again. So Marines get no more actions. 1 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come all the way down here. And Tyranids aren't going to do anything. Marines, no extra actions. 1, 2. Go in Overwatch, just in case anything were to pop out that door. Actually, I'll stay in the doorway. 1 in Overwatch there. And I still don't think the Tyranids, knowing what I know, would still be opting not to do anything at this point. And Space Marines 7 will give them 1 extra action. I'll let the scout do the scout's job. 1, 2, 3, 4 to reveal. So that was 4, and again, this Tyranid warrior is on a teleporter cyst. The teleporter cyst I can place anywhere, so I think that takes away that whole advantage surprise thing. If anybody knows anything different, you can let me know in the comments section. I just need to, I'll do is I think I'll go there with it and put the blip there. Yeah, I'll use the my pretty tokens. Where'd it go? So there we go. So I put the teleport assist there with the blip underneath it. So there's something there. They know something's there. So the Marine, the Terminator, is going to just shoot the door. 2 dice plus 1. No, 2 dice plus 1. Yeah, so he couldn't possibly could not possibly. So you'd have to do an aim shot. So, yeah, I guess that'd be it then. So, because the door's a 14, and a 2 dice plus 1 can't possibly, so they'd have to do an aim shot with 2 dice plus 3, in which case it would have worked. So that was fortuitous. I mean, it was just a spitballing shot. I wasn't going to advance anywhere. And then with the second extra action, I'm going to, the first extra action, I'm going to put him on the thing there. So 4, and then Puggy Scout. We're going to use the other extra action to Overwatch as well. Sorry, the camera cut out again. We're back onto the Tyranid turn. Getting right down to it now, and I think the Tyranids are going to make a go for it here. So extra actions, none. So the Tyranid warrior is going to reveal and then go 1. The Terminator gets his snapshot against the oncoming Tyranid with bone swords, and 2. Out of ammo and fails to hit. I think the ammo is the least of his worries right now. So he's getting 1 dice plus 7. Tyranid is getting a lot more than that, and yeah, he just gave up. He just completely gave up. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. And unmaneuverable, so has to continue along that way. So now it's a race. Let's see who can kill who first, or can the Puggy deal with the thing. So Puggy's going to run and gets 1 extra action, which is all that Puggy could use anyway. There's the 9 up there. Okay, so let's now unmaneuverable. They have to move 1, so the Tyranid's going to have to come around that way. So Puggy, okay, we'll go odds and evens for, you know, which side is Puggy going to explore. Puggy has to try and make a run for it here, try and deal with this thing. So odds and evens, so going that way. So Puggy will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dun dun dun, and reveals the final room. Okay, so this is the final room, and the in this room is found. Oops, forgot it. So I was just double checking the rules for the how it works with the. Remember the Space Marines, if they die and they don't hold the objective at the end, they can lose points. That's only if they withdraw. Now that's actually something I didn't realize. I thought it's like if they just don't wipe out the enemy, then that happens. I thought like if the Puggy Scout just uses a melt-a-bomb to blow up the thing here, then that would make the Marines lose some points, but that's not the case. It's only if they withdraw, and I didn't actually realize that rule, that the Marines could have withdrawn. And when they were seeing things were going very badly up on that first board section up there, then maybe they should have just withdrawn and said, we'll find something else, we'll fight something else, because we're just going to get our butts kicked here. So that's something to remember for later. That's a rule I was unaware of. But as it turns out, they may get their 30 points, but at what cost? At what cost? Anyway, so Puggy Scout is there, and then 5 for the last point. The things here. So there's a little bit of text here, extra rule for the respiratory vent. Not that it's going to make any difference here, but as the respiratory vent sucks in impure gases from around the ship, there's a buildup of noxious chemicals in the surrounding air. These chemicals cause a thick cloud to fill the board section containing the vent. Treat this exactly as a blind grenade, reducing visibility to 1. Yeah, so it's kind of like a diner back in the 1960s, 70s, you know, when we go into restaurants and such, and you just have this smoking section. All right, so the Bone Sword Warrior gets his extra action. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Woo-hoo! Coming up on Puggy Scout. But Puggy Scout is going to run in there and melt a bomb. Every Space Marine Scout has a melt-a-bomb. So let me just double check what that does. Okay, so the melt-a-bomb is 1 dice plus 8, and it's a shaped charge, so it has to be, you don't throw it, you apply it to the target, which isn't going to be a problem. But the respiratory event has an armor of 14. So Puggy Scout knows that this is it. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and just, I guess, sticks it right in that central breathing hole, and has done it. Has blown apart the breathing vent, earning the victory for the Space Marines, but at the cost of everybody but this brave little scout. Okay, so that's going to be it for this mission. I'm going to leave it there for today. And so the Marines have earned 30 points, but have have suffered humongous losses. But as it is, they need 50 points to win. So they've got 30 for that. They need to get 2 secondaries or 1 more primary, and they've won. But their forces have been greatly diminished. So can they do it? Well, let's stay tuned and find out. So until next time, I'm your host, Craig Thompson Wood, on Teaching with Board Games, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with me?